This is Neil at Banana Computers. Today we're going to have a look at two of the Precision range. We've got a T7810 and a T7910. Both have got some incredibly powered graphics cards in them, so we're going to put them head to head and see how they compare. If you want to check the specs at the bottom of your screen right now, they should be coming across. On this side of the screen we've got the Dell Precision T7910, and in this one we've got 32 gig of DDR4 memory. It's a 256 SSD. There's a hard drive in it. It's also got an 8 gig AMD FirePro W7100 card, and it's also running with a single Xeon E5-2650V3 processor, which is a 10 core. On this side of the screen we've got the Dell Precision T7810, again running with 32 gig DDR4 memory. This runs with 2 1TB SATAs inside that. It's also got the 8 gig Nvidia Quadro K5200 card in it, and this is running with dual Xeon E5-2620V3s, which are 6 core processors. Both systems are running Windows 7 Pro 64. And we're going to use Passmarks Performance Test software to see what they can do. We'll have a look at the stats later and compare them head to head and see how they fare. And here we are, we'll just set them off and see how they compare. Hi again. Well, there we have it. We've got the numbers in, the tests have been concluded, and we can have a look at those in a little bit more depth in just a moment. As you can see, the T7810, 3334.9, and the T7910, 4730 is the Passmarks scores. We're going to have a little bit of a look in at some of the stats, and that'll give you a better idea of the performance. Because don't forget, the overall rating includes things like memory, hard drives, processors and so forth. And so what you hopefully can draw from this is we've got two systems, similar-ish spec, take about as long to conduct the test, but massively different performances across the different processors and the different cards, and we'll see that reflected in the stats shortly. And of course what you can do is use this as just a guide, not as a head-to-head to see which one's better. What this actually is a guide so that you can look at either machine and the options that they've got within them and consider what you might want for your loadout. Of course, don't forget you can check all of our loadouts and all of our special offers and latest stock at bananacomputers.com, bananacomputers.co.uk, and of course we're on eBay, Banana Computers on there too, so please check us out. As with all of these, the important thing to watch out for is the green line. The green line is each of the systems, and all the red lines are alternatives from different systems or different products to compare. And we can have a look now in depth at these both. And here we are going to have a little better look at the Dell Precision T7810. As you can see, we've got a general passmark rating and the actual values next to them, and then we've got the CPU mark, and there's the 2D graphics score, which as you can see is quite impressive. And then we've got the 3D graphics score. And if I just scroll up, we can get the other two values in. There we've got the memory. And the disk mark. So, CPU mark, integer math, floating point math, prime numbers, we've got extended instruction set, CPU compression, we've got CPU encryption, CPU physics, CPU sorting, and CPU single threaded. We've got the full 2D mark, (2D simple vectors), 2D complex vectors. We've got graphics 2D font and text. We've got Windows interface, 2D image filters, image rendering, Direct 2D. And we go 3D graphics mark. DirectX 9 Simple. DirectX 9 Complex. DirectX 10. Last but not least, DirectX 11. Also got one more stat hidden away at the bottom there, which is the Direct Compute. And we're going to have a look at the memory mark. Database operations. Read cached. Read uncached. And we've got memory write. Available RAM. We've got latency. And then memory threaded. And finally, we can look at the disk mark. Sequential read. The sequential write. And of course the random seek. That's all the stats for this system. Don't forget, you can check either of these systems and all the other systems that we've got in stock at the moment on our website, bananacomputers.com, bananacomputers.co.uk, and of course we're also on eBay, Banana Computers on there too, so please come check us out. Here are the results of the Precision T7910. Passmark rating. CPU mark. (2D graphics). 3D graphics. There's the memory mark. And the disk mark. Looking at the CPU mark summary. Integer math. Floating point math. Prime numbers. We've got extended instructions. CPU compression. CPU encryption. CPU physics. CPU sorting. And CPU single-threaded. Got the 2D graphics mark. 2D simple vectors. We've got 2D complex vectors. You've got fonts and text. And we've got the 2D graphics Windows interface. (2D image filters). 2D image rendering. Last but not least, direct 2D. We've got the 3D graphics mark. Got DirectX 9 Simple. DirectX 9 Complex. We're going for DirectX 10. And then we've got DirectX 11. And last but not least, Direct Compute. And then on the memory mark, the database operations, the read cached, the read uncached, and we've got the write. Then we've got the memory write. Got available RAM. Wow. Latency. And of course, memory threaded. And then the last value to look at are the disk mark values. Sequential read, sequential write, the random seek, and there we have it. So thank you for joining us on another one of our videos at Banana Computers. Hopefully you can join us again for another video in the future. I hope you found it informative, or at least can take something from this. Thanks for joining us. Goodbye.